Infotainment ukamva sasi kulira sasi ndekutuma ziwa kuti nkhani za msanguluso zabwera tikuzeni kuti kunali chani nkhani za msanguluso komanso kukhaleso chani nkhani za msanguluso. And my name is Sam Banda Jr. In this edition, Malawi Assemblies of God President Bishop Andrew Dube launches his fourth book, and we also speak to comedians. That's Linda and Mada. They tell us more about what they are doing as comedians. And we also look at a hike which took place last weekend where Lawi, as well as Minister of Tourism, Culture and Wildlife, went on a hike, as well as alongside other hikers. And musician Physics continues to attract interest from the corporate world because a company known as Kelo Foods has signed him for 1 year as its ambassador. We've got lots more to tell you in Infotainment, a basket full of arts and entertainment. All you can do is stay right there as I bring you more in Infotainment, a basket full of arts and entertainment. Now we begin our program with news that last weekend there was a hike, and this hike was the theme's Voice of the Mountain. Lawi, musician Lawi, he's spearheading the project where he wants to speak for Mulanje Mountain. There's a lot happening on Mulanje Mountain in terms of losing its value. Now it needs restoration. So Lawi signed an agreement with Mulanje Mountain Conservation Trust, and they decided to work on a number of activities in terms of bringing awareness to safeguard Mulanje Mountain. And one of the activities was a hike, actually, which took place last weekend. So it was a 3-day hike that started on a Friday and ended on Sunday. And the team went as far as Sapitwa. That's the highest peak on Mount Mulanje. We have some highlights, and it starts with the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Wildlife, that's Michael Usi, singing actually the beauty of Mulanje Mountain. And we also hear from a musician Agoroso, who was part of the project as well, not the project but the hike, as well as the main man himself, Lawi, speaking to people on their way to Sapitwa. Let's hear from the three.
Malawi, wela taone Malawi, Wakongola, Malawi.
Is
2010, and I went into the studio the same day because I was very excited. It felt like it was a great song, but it was more amazing when the song came out. Malawi danced to the song. Malawi sang along to the song. But not just Malawi. It went outside of Malawi. It won us an award in the All African Music Awards. The first edition as Best Male in Southern Africa. And it was such a great honor because it's a it was also a revelation for me that Malawian music is not just from Malawi and about Malawi, but it's really about the world. I was honored today going up the mountain.
The highlights from the hike, Minister of Tourism, Culture and Wildlife, Michael Usi, took part in that hike, going all the way to Sapitwa and Lawi as well. And you also heard from Agorosa as well. A musician was part of the hike, and so many hikers took part into that hike, going to Sapitwa Peak, and that's a very good thing, especially for Lawi, using his music. He's a very good musician, using his music to talk about Mulanje Mountain. Remember, you're watching Infotainment, a basket for arts and entertainment, and my name is Sam Banda Jr. Now, shifting from the issues to do with the hike, we go on to writing, and on Tuesday, Malawi Assemblies of God President and Senior Pastor at Dream International Center, that's Bishop Andrew Dube, launched his 4th book at Golden Peacock in Blantyre. It was a colorful event, and the guest of honor was Professor Adres Malata from Malawi University of Science and Technology, MUST, Vice Chancellor. So we're there as Infotainment when Bishop Andrew Due was launching his 4th book. And we hear from Bishop Andrew Due, as well as the guest of honor, that's Professor Adres Malata, as well as Book Publishers Association of Malawi President, that's Maureen Masamba. Let's hear from the three.
Well, the book is entitled On Top at the Top. And the book is entitled On Top at the Top, really talking about the fact that when you are at the top, you must be on top for you to remain there. So basically that's what the book is all about. It's about unmasking the anatomy of enduring success. This is all the book is all about. This is my 4th book. My 4th book to be published, but the first one to be launched. Okay, so basically what I am really struggling with in my heart is seeing people succeed, but not remaining successful. You know, in our generation and in years past, we have seen people that have really climaxed in life. They have really hit it. If you would want to really admire them, you can say, yeah, I think my friend has done it. But then if you observe them, with time, you discover that it seems they can't stay there. You know, many people have achieved, but their success doesn't seem to last. And that is something that I have been struggling with, especially here in Africa and in Malawi in particular. And we have had a lot of people that have succeeded, but not many people have remained successful. And so we are saying, look, if you want to be at the top, you must be on top. You must always be on top of the game for you to remain at the top. And that's what it's all about. It's about unmasking. What is it? What does it take for one to remain successful? So we're talking on top, at the top, unmasking the anatomy of enduring success.
So I think for us this is an encouragement, because we see this is a Malawian, this is a leader of the church that has really dedicated his time to look at issues that matter in life. This book is about leadership. This book is about being successful. And it's not just being successful, it's also about making sure that you leave a legacy. And what I've seen, I've read the book, and all the chapters in the book, the focus is on what God can do in your life and what God can do to build you as an individual, to build you as a business, as an institution, even as a nation, and also nations of the world. So the elements of the book are very helpful. It's not just only for believers. I think non-believers too, they can read the book and they will see that God is always helpful. God is always at the throne and helping individuals to live a successful life. And it's more than just being successful. It's about leaving a legacy. When everything is said and done, what will people say that you did for humankind? What did you do for your community? What did you do for the church? What did you do for Malawi as a nation, and also Africa and the world? So I think this book is a book that everyone should read, and I would encourage Malawians to buy the book. This book has been written by a Malawian. Many times you look outside Malawi, looking at people from other countries writing books. The good thing about books is a book stays forever. And so we've seen men of God that lived like Ida Hosa, wrote books. Those books can be read today, and when you read them, it's as if he's still living. They're very powerful. It's a powerful weapon of spreading the gospel.
As the society is chasing for success, this is the kind of literature that we would want to interact with. The society needs reassurance that despite the world, what the world is going through, there is hope. And getting to the top and staying at the top is possible. And that is God's will. So I really appreciate and commend you, Bishop, for putting together this wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah, that's how it was. A book launch by Bishop Andrew Dewey, his fourth book, and that's commendable, especially when you see people writing around, religious people coming out and writing their books. Recently, Archbishop Mark Kambalazaza also launched his book. So we need to write as Malawians, and you heard from the bishop himself, and then the guest of honor, Professor Adres Malata, as well as Book Publishers Association from Malawi President Maureen Masamba. Now moving on, it seems things are working for musician Physics, because recently he was signed as an ambassador for WWE Snacks, and this time around he has also got another deal, and this is a 1-year contract he has signed with Carol Foods, and you'll be working for them, marketing their products, and they'll also be supporting him in his musical exploits, actually, his performances and all other things. So they've signed a 1-year agreement, and we're there as Infotainment. Our very own Gary Samati talked to Physics, as well as one of the officials from Carol Foods. We hear from the two.
And I don't roll with rats. No. Flow got sick and ndikukambas in the facts. Dinali wabeba gale ntawi ya mafax. Pano ndikubeba bemu ntawi ya maflits. The fact of the matter is I got fleets of tracks. Nyimbo za mbili ndili ndizima tracks. Nyimbo zohita ngati ngozi ya zima tracks. Ndikaona marapa anzanga ndizipacks. Ndikujani nose osavala sochingosh. Ife ndi mafana askiru osati dosh.
My name is Rowena Trindad Osman. I'm the retail manager for Kel Foods. We've got a 1-year contract with Physics, and I'm confident that even after the 1 year expires, we will extend it, because we've worked with him, as he mentioned earlier, that we've worked with him in his wife material video, and it's been very exciting, and it's something very different. You know, for Malawi, for big companies like Kel Foods to go into brand ambassadorship with musicians, it's something very different, and I'm sure I do see a lot of companies following suit. He's very popular. I mentioned earlier that I'm one of his fans. I've loved his music from way before, back even when he was in college. I remember he used to sing, and now he's grown a lot. You know, his videos are very good, his music is very good. He's got a lot of followers in Malawi as well as outside Malawi, so it would be a very good thing for Kel Foods as well. Okay, people should expect to see Kel Foods in his videos, at his shows. We will pitch up, you know, we can do promotions at his shows, marketing adverts, we can use him as well in our marketing adverts, and yes, so it will just be working hand in hand. You know, we'll be in his videos, we'll make his shows exciting, we'll have our mascot there, we can have promotions where people can win a shirt, people can win a cap. So a lot of different activities. That's what people should expect.
I think it represents growth. It represents hope, because, you know, these talents are nurtured at a young age. So when people are starting out, when they see where they are going, people are being recognized, people are getting such deals, it gives hope to the young creatives. So what I'd say is it means they are in the right direction. They're moving towards something that if they achieve, if they get there, they'll also get opportunities like this. So I think it represents hope. I wouldn't say I've got a secret per se, but I think what I've always done is always try to be passionate about what I do, always to try to be, disciplined, always try to be focused. I've never steered away from my dreams or steered away from what I'm trying to achieve. So, maybe that's what's been attractive, because that's all I do. Aside from, doing my job, I'm always at the studio, I'm always performing, I'm always making music. So that's what I'm doing, So maybe the organizations are attracted to somebody who's focused, who represents hard work, who represents, a youth on a mission, basically. So I'd say that's my secret, just being passionate about what I do and just being focused about it.
Ndimatiwa kuti love is a good thing. Pagali panopo nobody can tell me nothing. Before we bring up the wedding ring, tatiye tikondane chikondi chizenisen, tatiye tifinitsane tiwawitse adani, zinthu zizikoma kumayikapo.
Yeah, that's physics there. Signing a 1-year deal with Keo Foods. So we hope things will go on well with him, and he'll continue working for them. And it's also a co-op to the corporate world out there. Support these artists, make them ambassadors, and that will be good, especially during this time when they don't have, they are struggling basically to make ends meet due to absence of shows because of COVID. As we continue with our program, last Sunday, veteran musician Wendhan Chechamba was laid to rest at Chechamba village in that's Vumbwe in Choro, and before the burial in Choro, there was also a funeral service at St. Michael and All Angels in Blantyre, where Chechamba was a dedicated member. We caught up with some of the people who worked with Chechamba. We caught up with musicians, Union of Malawi president, that's Gloria Manonga. We also caught up with Francis Mijiga, who worked with Chechamba at Music Club, that's at HHI, and his son Emin, who also we spoke to, as well as that's Reverend Mbedza, who also spoke on the musical side from that's from Blantyre Synod. So we look at that.
Kunena zoona ndio kuti ndizovuta kwa iwala. Anali bambo anga, anali aphunzitsi anga, anali munthu amene ndimamusilira akamayimba ma instruments awo mosiyanasiyana. Anali nzanga, tikamayimba limodzi anali nzanga, sanali ngatinso bambo anga. Ndiye panopa ndio kuti ndaluza kwambiri.
Ndakumbukira kuti anali kwambiri munthu ndi passion yayikulu ya music, yayikulu ya deep kwambiri yoti singathe kulongosola. For moyo wawo wonse nthawi iliyonse amakamba za music, composition, performing. Sunday iliyonse amapanga perform church. All these years, 40, 50 years now, until the week that anapita kuchipatala, anabwera ku music club, anaimba majazz ambiri, ma classical ambiri, kucheza mambo atapita kuchipatala. De chambire kwa chadziwire pakana panthu chosamakamba ndi music.
Ndaulitsa kwambiri kuti amene tikwacha kuti mikoko yogona ku music akupita. Anthu yawa ndamene anaitenga music ndikuyizindikiritsa ku dziko kunena kuti music ndi chinthu chofunikira kwambiri. Kwa ifeyo amene tikubwera panopo monga ngati ana tikumabwera kumatsanzira zimenezi, kumaphunzira zimenezi chifukwa anthu awawa anayika maziko. Mwachitsanzo Chechamba ndi munthu mmodzi amene anatsogolerako union yathu koyambirira imene imatchedwa Musicians Association of Malawi, imene inachita graduate kupita ku Musicians Union. He is the founder, I should say he's the founder of this organization imene ife tikupanga imene tikutsogolera panopo.
chamba amadziwa ma instrument ambiri azamayimbidwe, ndipo ku department ya mayimbidwe ku synod ya Blantyre ngakhale sanalembedwe ntchito full time, koma kwa ife amene tili ku department ipo timagwiritsa ntchito, ndipo zina mwa zida zimene iwo akhala akugwiritsa ntchito ndi za brass. Kuwerenga music zimativuta, ndiyeno music ili malanguage odziwika kwambiri awiri, staff notation ndi tonic solfa, zimene achechamba amaphunzitsa kuti anthu azame nayo.
Wenda mchechamba chomwecho tikatupirawo m'manda, doti kudoti, phulusa kuphulusa, fumbi kufumbi, komabe tikhulupirira kuti adzaukanso ku moyo wosatha mwa Yesu Khristu Ambuye wathu. Amen.
A great man he was, Wendham Chechamba. He taught many through his school, Chechamba Music School, and all we can say is may his soul raised in peace. Now continuing with our program, Infotainment here on Times Television. As I said earlier, my name is Sam Banda Jr. We continue with our program. Now, kuli atsikana awiri amene akhala kuzunguza pakati pa kunkhani yochita nthabwala, wena mpaka iyayi akunena kuti iyayi mwina nda amene abwera pakali pano atenga chikoka. Ukapita ndithu pa masamba a michezo aka Facebook ndi zina zotero, mayina amenewa atsikana amenewa amagwiritsa ntchito tinene kuti kayankhulidwe kachilomwe kumachita ndithu nthabwala. Amene ndi Mada ndi Linda akupitirira ndithu ndi luso lawo kuonesa kuti ifenso timachitako nthabwalazi. Ndiye tinakumana nawo atsikana amenewa Mada ndi Linda kuti atiuze kuti kodi zikukhala bwanji kumbali ya nthabwala. Ndiye timve kuchokera kwa Mada ndi Linda.
Pempho lathu lipita kwa amuna odalira pemphero la Ambuye mutipase ife chakudya chathu cha lero. Chonde ipeweni mitala musavula zisazi mayi simbali yanu ndalama mulibe. Musathaule kwa mfumu Solomo anali nacho chuma chonse chazikola pansi. Akatwava zikazi kaje zache 3,000 ndiwo analibe nayo. Sinajisa pali bakalina ndi usiwa. Palibe koma inuka 2,000 konko. Ati 1,500 kwa yonera. 500 kumatambi. Twins. Mapasa makala kuda. Mada Linda. Madaliso Linda. Ja. Nanko. Muntu ukakhandi china chake nkati mwako wekha umaziziwa. Ja. Umaziziwa be naturally. Zimachitika kuti umazipanga realize kuti ine ndoimba, ine ndoampira, ine ndoakomedi, ine ndoachanchana, ane samaziwa. Natural. Yeah. Ndi natural effect naziwa kuti tine ndi kaya. Wow. Malingana ndi mmene kumalawi kuno kulili. Pang'ono zinthu zili zikuyenda be mwachoncho. Sinanga kusakanizana ndi COVID chani economic crisis komabe at least zinthu zina zake zikusonya yeah nimene ukuonera mumatupi athanzi kusonyeza kuti zinthu zikusonya ndithu kwambiri ndipo ife ndopezekera ngati thandizo la kumwamba kuti anthu agwire nafe ntchito. Ambuye ndi thandizo lathu lopezekera ifenso ndopezekera Fenwalandro Dam Blantyre. Ainakata. This is our territory. Yeah. Ase nkhani kumalawi ndi zambiri. Kuno moyo wathu ndi joke kale. This is kuno ife ndi comedy kale ungokhala malawi ndi comedy kale imene. So tivutikiranje. Ya nkhani ndimazipeza. Mukwathu muno. Muli drama yochuluka mukwathu. So. Okay, chabu. Koma at least takula ndikuonera izenge ndi Jacob. Kama tisangala so mbili. Koma achina nanyoni nawo atipanga inspire kwambiri kwake ya amatisangalatsa kwambiri kwaka X1 umene awalira akwaka amene zimwenderera amakwaka azekufuna nakwaka salile twangu kusekelele angu nini pa mahipi kuno akwaka simukati akulilira halilanta.
Yeah, that's how the two are doing. On that note, we've come to the very end of Infotainment, a basket full of arts and entertainment. My name is Sam Banda Jr. I hope you enjoyed what I brought unto you. Remember, Black Missionaries has released 4 singles as well as 2 music videos. Love Mangala Banda is launching her CD and DVD at Mwanza Hotel this Sunday, and Shisomo Lifa is also launching an exhibition at Jacaranda Cultural Center starting that's on Saturday through to 30 September. That's in Blantyre. As I said, that marks the end of Infotainment, but I will leave you with a performance of Scar of Life, who staged a play titled The Predicament at Theatre in Mandala Platform at Jacaranda Cultural Center in Blantyre last weekend. I'm out of here. Be safe and keep it times as well as Infotainment. I'm out. Ciao.
So help you God. Mr. Gold, do you know that young lady? I would say yes. She was my secretary, so I fired her. Will you tell the court the reason why you fired? Absenteeism, misconduct of funds. Mwano, ufinye mwaye unalimo. So I fired her. My company, my rules, follow them or go home and sleep.
I'm really very happy that for the first time Scar of Life is performing theatre. This is like an expectation that I wasn't expecting this from the kids since we started working. So after showing this piece, I'm really happy, and we have shown, like, basically we're talking about gender-based violence. That people always dismiss girls without tangible reason, but behind happening there was something happening on violence, because there was a rape case there, of which this story, as I already said, is still more are coming. It's not in there. So we are planning for an audio production. We are also planning for a TV series that will be on the social media.
However, all I can tell you is that I'm in dilemma. No, Mr.
Then we are friends. At which word question? Dilemma. This is the word coming from this is the word coming from 2 non-lawyers who happen to be in relationship, fighting in the legal battle against their relations.